TV.
Elementary school, there was a series of vocabulary word videos that we were shown, and at the time they had videos on there that would be relevant to the words that were on the screen. So if it had incandescent, it may have a light bulb with a super nice glow with hue and tone and grittiness to it, right? And just wiping away the grittiness. But ever since then, I was not able to locate these vocabulary videos. So hopefully someday they'll come up, and if you know of it, put it in. You know what it is. You know what to do. 2 stories today to just drive home these 2 words that I pretty much learned today. All right. The first one is phlegmatic. Not easily excited, calm type thing. I'm sure there's a mind map on Google that you can find to explain it further. And the reason I bring up these 2 words is that vocabulary, it's hard to go wrong with vocabulary. The more vocabulary you have, it seems like your pay grade has a possibility of going up. It's like you are able to better explain yourself, better to communicate perhaps. If someone doesn't know a word that you're saying, you can use another word that maybe is more explicit in the best way possible, of course. So phlegmatic, I bring that up because I have the story. So I was working this job, getting trained up, and this instructor person was very calm, cool, and collected, almost too much calm, cool, and collected. You just look over at him, and he's just like zenned out. I'm like, is homie okay? Does he have a pulse? Do we need to check on him? So you call out to him. You're like, hey, bro, how's it going? And if you're lucky, you'll get a grunt. Like, If you're blessed, we are truly blessed. But if you're blessed in that particular moment, you may get a word. Good, chill, something like that. But that man was phlegmatic through and through. And at the time, it just really stuck in my spirit. I was like, man, this homie is different over here. And at the time, I didn't really perhaps value it. I was kind of scoffing at it, like, what is this guy on right here? But as I get, more years upon me, probably there's a word for that. It makes sense. I see myself many times, many days, just sitting there phlegmatic, just in my seat, not easily excitable. Even if someone cuts me off, it is what it is. And, yeah. Especially if no one's talking, I won't force people to talk. But initially I'll try to, break whatever ice is there, break down any walls, like, hey, pretty good weather out here, huh? You like bread? Wow, who won the game? Stuff like that. Imagine I was a buffet worker in the 1980s. The type of questions that you would do small talk to get the people in a good mood. How was the food? Coming back for more, aren't you? Yeah, stuff like that. So phlegmatic. So the more and more I drive and people are just sitting there, I find myself kind of in that realm as well. The second word is deference or difference. Difference? I'm sure there's a difference in deference, but it's like kind and subtle, and it's like quiet submission. Oh man. My other story, story number 2. I was in a car with some wogs, not to be confused with bops. These were wogs, women of God. And they were asking me, like, hey, James, so what is your type? What is your type? What does she look like? And instead of giving, like, a body build, a weight department, a range, a duration, hair length, and stuff like that, because that can all change, right? Especially with aging and different life things. I want to give, like, character traits. And if I had the word deference or difference, depending on where you're from and how you say it, I probably could have given them this word, and it would have totally made sense. But at the time, I didn't get that word till right now. I was today years old when I found the word deference. And it's like quiet submission and kindness or something like that. And just like chef's kiss. If you find this Proverbs 31 woman, send her my way, or bring that over here type thing. So deference and phlegmatic. So yeah, just wonderful words that really bring home the point. And I hope you guys got something out of the stories as well. I know someone on my last video about the relationships, I was kind of trying to explain that, you know, they give this idea of being two pills that you can take, you know, the blue one being the traditional type of relationship. You know, you can either get married and have kids, white picket fence, red sports car front yard, right? And then, oh, the new red pill, right? The disease taking over society where men hate women and women hate men. It's like modern day women and modern day man, high value male, high value woman, alpha male, alpha woman. I was like, homettes, we don't have to Kevin Samuels our way through life. It don't have to be like that. There is a third option. And this third option that I've found from the man mindset is simply loving yourself. And in doing that, you are able to be a student of the game. Amen? It's like when you love yourself, you have boundaries, you have perhaps hobbies, you just carry yourself differently. You know, you're doing things for the right reasons. Less manipulation or no manipulation. And when I say manipulation, I'm talking about when, imagine you're a recovering nice guy, or you're a nice guy at one time, and you see a granny walking across the street and she's having trouble with her walker. You know, she's in the middle of the street having trouble. You're like, you know what? I'm going to take this grandma across the street and help her out. Maybe not to help the grandma herself, but because there's a baddie, there is an attractive woman that I'm trying to impress. You know, manipulation, right? So that's kind of like where the red pill is. That's kind of where the red pill is. And this third pill, not sure what it would be. It'd be loving yourself, doing things for the right reasons. I'm going to help this grandma because I want to help her, because it's the right thing to do. Amen? So that's kind of like the third pill. I'm not sure what the name of this would be. Maybe this is the game pill, the pill of game. You know? Yeah, game. I don't know why, but when you say this third pill option, it's almost like you have to get this, yes, all kinds of gains, you know, because they're making gains in life. And I'm sure you can help other people with their lives if you love yourself. Why do you hate yourself, right? That's a question that comes up. And I hope I'm not taking this from Steve. I hope I'm not taking it from, I hope I'm just pointing you guys in the right direction, right? Just kind of as I get light, it's like reach one, teach one, right? If that makes sense. Yeah, one of the commenters on my other video kind of showed appreciation for the video that I did, and I thank you, because sometimes this can be a thankless situation. You know, you put all this stuff out here, it's like, hello, you know, echo chamber. It's like you can hear the echo. You can't even hear really, because I have the popcorn ceiling and the ceiling fan. Anyways, yeah, Goose Swain was the one that put me on to judging people by their ceilings. I didn't really know that was the thing. Apparently, yeah, I didn't know that was the thing. So thank you guys. If you got anything from this, or if you disagree with anything, go ahead and stand on business, right? Put it down there. You know what it is.